Yep, there we go. All right, guys. Hey, Glenn. This is Glenn from Glenn's Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, you know what? We're going to break this into part two. Again, 2006 S60. This is my T5 model. And I had the shifter claw, what's called the shifter claw in Volvo speak, which is basically the fork that controls basically just the shift lever from running and slipping over into the semi-automatic mode, or the Geartronic, I think is as we call it. So I want to give you an update on what it is. This, since I'm a T5, it's a little bit different, and I wanted to show you guys actually all the steps that you didn't have to go through if you run into this type of console. So let's get it turned around here. And I've already gotten it put together. Let me get this out of the way real quick. All right, so I wound up starting with taking out these two head bolts, 25 Torx, and then I proceeded to take off this one and this one over here, and then this one, where to go, this guy, and then this guy right here. Okay, in order to access this panel. Now, as you can see, these are actually over here. Now, what I was able to do, so we were actually able to replace the claw again. Give you real quick part number. This was 18 bucks at my local Volvo dealer. They had it in stock, and it's a common failure thing, and I was actually surprised because they're a really small Volvo dealer here in San Diego. There's a larger one, but closer by me. It was just a little teeny guy. And in any event, they had it in stock. Picked it up yesterday, started going last night on part one, and when I got in here, here's what I found. I found that my yellow little piece had completely busted, and my spring was located down here. I had another spring attached right there. And I had the little pin that's right there was down in there, and my black part of the claw was tucked down in there. So I've removed all the debris there. I do have one more spring to put in. Now let's see if we can get this. Sorry about everyone, all the videos I watch, I have to, you know, again, we're kind of just doing this for informational purposes, helping everybody out. But mine had come apart, so this actually, when mine was hooked in, mine was actually hooked in on this side, and not quite sure why, but I think it had been maybe moved. So I actually believe that the spring actually goes into this little gizmo here. There it is. And we spring around like this, and it slips in, and it's actually in there right there. So let's go ahead and step on the brake. So again, my spring, for whatever reason, was in this little grommet hole, little compartment hole, and the other videos I've seen, I basically saw this setup. So I can't imagine, actually I can. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out again. So pull that out. I'm gonna take this dude out. I'm gonna actually put my guy in here. I'm not quite sure what the difference is. Get it hooked in there. There we go. And we'll rotate it and spin it. Squeeze. Boom. There's that. So I'm gonna ride, since mine came out of this pocket, I'm gonna reinstall, because that spring was actually definitely locked in there, right there. Okay, now we don't have the gate in there, so basically that will control, but I can get over, I can come back. Super, it's like brand new. We don't have the knob on right now, so we don't have to depress anything. There's my reverse, down into drive. There's my manual, upshift, downshift. There we go. Reverse, park. Let's see, get down again. Reverse. There's my neutral. There's my drive. and I don't have the Geartronic sensor on there yet. I was just looking at the operation of that spring. That spring really doesn't seem to do much, as we can see there. I mean, it's really not active. All right, so I'm gonna leave that there. All right, so now the tricky part. So again, I did not have to take my console out because on this P2 chassis, these four 25 torques, that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy up there, they hold on the side panels, okay? So I started heading down that direction, but this particular P2 with the chassis, you actually then have to pull out the glove box, and there's 2 screws down at the bottom of this, and it's a big nightmare. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see about trying to get, as you saw in part 1, we got it disassembled all the way through this top cap here. Carefully move this stuff over. So we got everything up with the exception of this top cap, okay? And what we've got on the top cap is, I can show you, at the bottom of this cap, I'm gonna flip it over, okay? My wire's a little different. Basically locating pin right there, a little snap pin right back in here. Okay, there it is. This guy is, where is he? He's right there. And then this guy right here, okay? So, when I had this out, go ahead and move this guy. Flip this guy over. Get this guy on the shaft here. That's what she said. Sorry, ladies. Okay, so now I'm over the top, okay? So what I was able to do is able to use a screwdriver. I was able to come in here on the side and get this first clip done. Then I was actually able to use the screwdriver and go down through this hole and get a little bit of pry. Take your time, don't break anything, and slowly but surely get this clip done. Then I was able to actually get, let's see if I can get it over far enough, over to this side, again going down in here, feeling with my fingers where the ledge was, using the screwdriver and doing a small pry through here, and was able to get it up. The last one, which was the problem child, was this guy down in here. All right, and right here is basically where this wire goes. It's a wire, little wire harness, okay? So when I reassemble this, this actually will tuck in there. Whoops, haven't actually put it down yet. So I was able to, once we had it there, down in here, I was able to actually use a heavy duty pick, 90-degree pick. And what I did, I was able to come in underneath here, not where the clip is, but underneath, and use the pick and slowly feel it, and lo and behold, boom, that assembly popped up, and that's where we're at today. So now I'm going to basically replace this on top where it needs to be. Okay, boom, click down. Okay, up. Let's see what I got here. Okay, that's up. All right. Let's see if we have any issues. All right. So let's see if we can get this popped back on. Use some positive pressure here. There's one, there's two, three. See how this clip came up? Okay. Clip in here as well. Okay, and then the fourth one is actually up in here. And again, I came in the side, boom, with a pick, you pry the release. So let's get this popped in. There it is, 4 clicks. Solid, solid, solid there, solid there. I am in like Flynn. Okay. Put this boot on, so that's going to go there. That's our Geartronic sensor, and I just need to make sure these wires are routed correctly so we don't have any issues. That guy goes around there, goes into the retaining clip. Get my fingers down in there. Come on, big guy. Screwdriver real quick. We're gonna park. Good there. All right. Now I know why all the guys on the net are apologizing for the camera work. Trying to work and videotape at the same time. So we'll have to get the GoPro and put it on the old noggin. And let's see if we can get this started where it needs to go. Boom. Okay, that's clipped in. Okay, that rides that direction. That's in the clip there. Boom, there we go. All right. Bring our cover up. As we saw before, this has 4 pin connectors, corner, corner, and corner. 4 corners. Little pin there, little clipper there. Just pressure tabs. Pressure there, pressure there. Cool. Comes up from the bottom. There's our 4 little, where's the grommet there? There's the little clasp that jumps into. All right, gonna assemble here. Now I still have 2 screws to put in the front dash, right? Remember? I got that one up there and that one in, and that basically, those are the only 2 screws in this particular dash that you need to remove if you are actually pulling the center console. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, get this gizmo back up in there. Boom, boom. Snap it up. Snap it up. Good. Again, down, in, and then this is just pressure fit in, right? Okay, you can stick the front end in, nose it in, and then you can set the 4 tabs. Actually, again, I mentioned about 1 or 2 inches in on both sides. We have the tabs, and then the front tabs as well, about 1 or 2 inches back. One other thing I had floating around, and it was actually the old gear shift. There she blows. And if you remember again from the first video, okay, this is held in, as you can see, basically the pressure ridge here and the pressure ridge down there. So this just came out with a nice big yank, and in order to get it back in, down, in, and on. Boom. We are locked and loaded, ready to roll. All right, again, we can pull this back to drive or neutral. That'll give me room to go in here with this and get it set in, and we'll work with the wiring and get the tabs in, and everything will be good to go. So, all right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and, there we go, sign off. I do have some updates. Again, going back, we do actually have the IPD turbo downpipe on now. That install was kind of tricky, and I wanted to show you guys when I replaced the heater core. We did that. I just did the front axle, and we actually are going to have control arms, and I do need to do the driver's side wheel bearing, so we'll get some video on that. Thank you so much for watching the channel. I do appreciate it. You know, if you get a chance, I only have a few followers, like, subscribe, share the video out there, and really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hope this helps. for those of you that have this model. So I don't know where it is. Possibly the T5s and maybe the Rs have this console. It doesn't seem to apply to some of the V70s and the XCs models as well. Their consoles come off a little bit different. All right, thanks again for watching. Take care.